Welcome to the Wing Life Podcast, where we talk about wing foiling and the lifestyles of those who enjoy this great sport. Hey, Sascha, I wanted to say thanks a lot for coming on to the show. We're super excited to chat with you today. And let's get this thing going.
Let's get this thing going. Thank you for having me. And I'm super happy and stoked to have this chance to talk to you guys, as I know your podcast is going through the roof lately, and you're the number one top wing foiling podcast. So I'm very, very happy and proud for myself.
No,
thanks, Sascha. That's really nice of you to say. That's some pretty warm words from you there. Thank you. Can you maybe start us off by telling our audience who you are and what you do for those of them that don't know you already?
Of course. So my name is Sascha Lange. I'm a windsurfer, or I'm a windsurfer for already 25 years. I do wing foil as well, but not that much as a windsurf. Yes, but anyway, and I'm a personal trainer. And to be straight honest with you guys, to everybody who wants to know my story, I've been a firefighter for 10 years. Then I had my full-time. Besides that, I did a small side hustle as a trainer. And I've been a trainer since 2009 already in the gym. In 2016, I started to do like my own side project and became a personal trainer, because that was always my true passion. Then I went into a lot of horrible accidents with dead children and stuff. I put my life in danger very often. And this was the time my son was like 1 or 2 years old. And this was the time I said, like, no way, I'm out of here. And I put a lot of all-nighters in the office, in my small office right here, to make my dream come true. And after I failed with a lot of strategic target groups or whatever, I finally put everything on one card, and I said, hey, I'm this surfer dude. I love this, not as much as my family, but the surfing thing is my biggest passion. Let's combine this. And since then, this was like the missing puzzle piece. And since then, everything is going up. Of course, when you're a full-time personal trainer, especially in the beginning, it's like a roller coaster. It's ups and downs. But I don't want to die with a flat line, you know. It's been a ride so far, definitely. And I'm super happy to meet all those beautiful people, because that's what the whole surfing community is about. To me, it's about friendship, making new friends, meeting new people, new places, new cultures. And
absolutely.
All we talking right now. I'm super, super honored to talk to you guys.
No, thanks, Sascha. Like, the surfing community is such a beautiful community. I was into motorcycles before, and I went through a very serious accident. I was a kinesiologist, so I was a personal trainer as well. And through my 8 years and 9 years of recovery through that accident, I lost that community. But then when I found the wind sports community through my brother and through Tom, actually, it opened my eyes to a brand new place and all these different kinds of people. We've talked about this a few times on the podcast, but it's I'm very happy that you were able to connect business to that community as well.
Yeah, it took some risk for me.
Yes, for sure.
And a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to finally make this jump. And last year we've been to Costa Rica, and I saw how the people are living this pura vida lifestyle, and everything is laid back. And to me, there was something, you know, I always knew there's even more than just being exclamation marks. It's not just being a firefighter, but it never felt right to me, because I was by accident getting into that job, kind of, because I didn't have a job. So after my education as a car mechanic, so I had no job, and my dad said, hey, come on, go to a big, huge company, and there you are doing the security guy in early, late, and night shifts. You get good pay, but you also have to do the firefighter thing besides that. That's what the company requires. And I was like, all right, let's do this. And then I slid into this firefighter thing. And yes, I help people. I helped a lot of people. I saved a lot of lives, but it never felt right to me. And now this is like, now I help people in a different way, and the way that is better for my health, for my mental health. And yeah, when I'm bringing joy to the people, that's beautiful. And when I got messages from my clients, for example, hey, I lost some pounds, I can straight away feel it on the water. Or I don't know, I got blocked hips. Now I don't have blocked hips anymore because I did something. You told me, now I'm doing my jives better or whatever. That's what's opening my heart.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's something that I think is really overlooked, especially that, you know, most wind sport athletes are also family members and have, you know, full-time jobs and stuff like that. And they don't necessarily put a lot of training. They don't have time, or they just don't do it when they're on their normal kind of routine. And so being able to, you know, do some training can really improve how you feel, as you're saying, on the water, and how you perform as well. So maybe this is a good segue into what kind of things do you work on with people?
To me, it's workout or surf. That's the most important part. I have a lot of clients who are in my surfing program, which is called the Fit for Surfing program. It's an online program. And I have to say, there are a lot of weekend warriors as well. They don't score on a daily basis, but I don't want them to feel rested. And they don't have to start at scratch or by scratch every time they hit the water. So they should keep going where they left when they step off the board. So I concentrate or put my focus on those strength endurance part. Mobility, recovery is a big part, as well as foot workout. I have a special foot workout, for example, because my friend Balz came to me at the surf festival, and he was like, man, what can we do to my feet? My feet are that broken from all those hard landings. And 2 weeks later, I was at the Engadin wing in Switzerland. I was invited to do some workshops on stage for all those athletes. I had a regular speech about the whole body, and Balz was staying in the back, and he was shouting, do a foot workout tomorrow for all those guys. And in the morning before the competition, I sat on stage. Goyido was sitting next to me. Chris McDonald was sitting in front of me. Jeremiah McDonald. Who else? Tituan Galea. Paula Novotna. So I had all those big, Max Robinson. I had all those big names in front of me.
Maximus.
And we did
I wasn't that excited about who you were talking about until you said Max Robinson, and I was like, man, that was serious.
He's our brother.
Sorry, we just always love to shout out Max. He's our buddy from back home, and he's doing some great things on the tour right now.
He's from Toronto.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
No, we worked together for already over 4 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. As well. So, but anyway.
Yes.
we did this foot workout, and then it kind of took off, and I got more attention into all those, how to move your feet, how to get healthy feet. And in the last magazine of the German Surf magazine, which is actually the biggest windsurf magazine in the world, I have 5 pages just for healthy feet and ankles.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
wow.
it's all
5
mobility,
amazing,
recovery and stuff. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of it.
Oh yeah, so would I be, man. Can we go
Yeah.
into a little bit about that? Like, do you want to go over maybe some highlights? Because there's a lot of people that are hopping into straps and they're winging, and there's a lot of feet and ankle stuff that's going on. So just kind of curious to see what you're just like maybe a high level overview of that.
The most important part, whatever you have, keep your feet moving. All right. Even if you have a pain, move until the pain, and that you can still take the pain. If it hurts too much, take the foot off the gas, of course. But moving is always good to have healthy feet. And then, of course, I have a tennis ball always with me. I step on the tennis ball because a tennis ball, I can really recommend a tennis ball for everything on your body, because a tennis ball has the perfect size to, it gets in every bag, and it's very soft, actually. It gives in, it's gentle, and you can still find the trigger points and attack them, And if you're going too hard, as I said, the tennis ball gives in. And for example, if you have a trigger point or something doesn't feel right on your feet, please step on a tennis ball, find this point, and once you stay on it, just keep moving your toes. Move your toes up and down, and then you put more pressure on the sole, on the ball, and you try to absorb the ball, breathe the ball in. Imagine that, And then once the pain is less, then you find another spot and you do it one more time. And of course, on the other foot. That's something I can tell you as well. Another thing, for example, is grab your heel. So grab your heel. Let's say it this way. If you want to give movement into your left foot, grab with your left hand the left heel of your foot and put with the right hand all your fingertips in between your toes. This might look weird in the beginning. And it was very, very funny when I did this with Balz, because Balz is a surfer for life. He has hands like this thick. He has this thick hands. And he has also this thick toes and feet. And it looked actually funny how he tried to get his fingertips between his toes. And then you have your heel blocked with your hand, and then you just start moving the middle foot.
Okay.
In circles, and it will feel weird in the beginning, but afterwards, after you did a minute on left and then on right, you feel like they got some wellness. They are feeling like kind of tired and stuff. And a lot of people put not enough attention to their feet, because as well, this is the longest distance from your brain to your feet. Of course, we don't pay that much attention to them.
Yeah, I can see that. And it's also something that people just take, for granted. Exactly. That it's always going to be there. And then it's also something that a lot of us will want to ignore as soon as you have a little bit of pain there. Because it's just something that it's there, you're hoping it'll go away. And then you still want to get that next session in there. You don't want to take that break to look at it. So those are some awesome points. Working with ankles, are you seeing a lot of ankles? Because I know Max has gone through a few little ankle injuries.
Max had this, had every now and then he had problems with his foot, especially when he was in the off season in Mexico, in Baja, California. Every now and then he had problems. He rolled his ankle or stuff, and I always tell them, keep your feet, keep your ankles moving, and don't give them a hard time, but keep moving. If they are still or keeping tight in one position, it's never good, because the muscles are
you have to keep stuff moving. Yeah. You have to keep stuff moving, definitely. And so you're based out of Germany. So do you work with other professionals in your area and do that kind of collaborative approach, or where do you work with your clients? Mainly online or in person as well?
Mainly online, but as well, my closest best spot is the Brauersdam. Maybe some guys of you know about the Brouwersdam on the Netherlands coast, which is a 2.5 and 3 hours drive. And there I have a lot of friends. For example, pretty much a lot of windsurfers. But there's this huge kite surfing school, which is called the Natural High. And even those guys, big shout out to those guys, because they are pretty much going into wing foiling, like hard, because we all know wing foiling is the biggest growing and fastest growing water sport. And yeah, they do a lot for the sport. And I have a lot of people over there that I talk with, and mainly I work with the guys around this area, one-on-one, you know. But I also have people coming around, not far from Germany, but like an hour drive or something, to work with me, do trainings here around the corner in the woods, for example.
Okay, no, fair enough. So most of your clientele are coming online, so that's awesome for our audience that are looking. Could we talk a little bit about your Fit for Surf program and kind of how you broke that down, and then kind of how you put all those pieces together? Because there's quite a bit for these sports.
Yeah, it's the Fit for Surfing program. The idea was born with a friend of mine. He has a mini camping spot at the Brouwersdam. His son is Bodie Kempen, and he's one of the best youth windsurfing freestylers. And his dad is a brilliant marketer. And he's like, I was sitting in Zult while the World Cup, the windsurfing World Cup, took place. I had a booth over there with Yakla Positive Vibes. Maybe you know this one as well. And we were just hanging out. He was sitting next to me, and he's like, hey man, you're just doing this these high ticket coachings and stuff where you focus on them one-on-one. Maybe you can get a brighter audience if you really create something for everybody that's very affordable and still very deep, and everybody can get into it. And this is when we created or brought up the idea about the Fit for Surfing program, and I put the work in, and he put my work into the members area, for example. And yeah, it's weekly updated, so this program is never done. It's always growing. I'm updating it weekly with new workouts, at least one workout, usually for the Defi Wing and the Defi Wind, which will be in 3 weeks. I recorded, for example, a foot recovery, a regular Defi Wind wing recovery, a regular workout, and a long distance mobility workout, for example. So, and I have all those different, let's say it's sections. So it's the guided workouts where it's about, could be a core workout, could be a leg workout, strength endurance, grip strength, everything that's needed for wing foilers, windsurfers, yes, for pure surfers as well. And and kiters, you know, I know how the body is working. And now, for example, if we bring this up right now, in case you haven't noticed, to everybody who's listening right now, imagine when you are on that foil and you have the wing in your hand, the whole unit is like a car. The wind is the fuel, which is going into the wing. The wing is the engine, all right? And the foil and the board are like the tires. And what keeps the tires rolling? It's the transmission. And you are the transmission. All the power the wing creates is going through your body. And if you are weak, man, you're not on flight mode early enough, you're not fast enough, you cannot make it through a gust, or you know what I mean? So
absolutely,
we have to work as a unit, and we have to rely on our body as much as we can, because the equipment is already so good. So we just have to get the best out of us. And that's why when we are having strong legs, healthy feet, a strong core, and for example, the shoulders, we have grip strength, and all this stuff combined makes us the perfect transmission for the wing foiling sport. And this is what I'm taking care of in the program. I also have this this recovery thing, where you can recover in between sets. For example, if you're a weekend warrior and you don't score on a daily basis, and then it's finally windy, you're making it up to the coast, and you can score a back-to-back session. Of course, Saturday evening you feel like you've been run over by a truck. How can you recover as fast as possible, even in your small van?
Yes.
Before you hit the next session, because I want you to have your batteries charged almost at 100% on Sunday morning before you're sitting back in the office on Monday morning, but with the brightest smile, because we love this sport so much. And this gives me a lot 100%. Back. And because of all this water sports, board sports I work with, I also focused a lot of mobility, and I never thought about how crazy mobility can get. And I'm always on the hunt for the newest and craziest exercise to get more flexibility into your spine, into your shoulders, into your hips, healthy knees, all this stuff. And my mantra, let's say it this way, or my slogan is work out or surf. So you're either surfing, which is in Germany, surfen is windsurfing.
Okay.
That's surfing. Surfing is windsurfing in Germany. And the other stuff is wave riding. If you're a pure surfer with paddling, that's wave riding. And then we have kite surfing and, of course, wing foiling. But anyway, if you surf, everything combined. So you either surf or you work out. Nothing in between. Oh, you're feeling sick? Doesn't matter. I got you covered, because I recorded guided meditations for you that will help you learning moves even faster, reducing stress. And for the athletes, I have a pre-competition meditation, and as well, I have a pre-heat competition meditation, because the pre-heat meditation have to be very, very small, and you cannot close your eyes and be as centered as you can, because some people are running next to you and it can be very hectic, but it's still focusing on you, and get ready to get the best out of you. Be present in the moment and not in the future or in the past. Be in the moment and give the best out of you. I also have the balance board workout as a bonus in this program. So you can do a lot of things with your balance board as well. So it's a whole thing. And as well, there's this live Q&As. In those live Q&As, I go online every week, and the members can tell me what their problems are, give me feedback, what can I improve. And if the people are telling me, hey, I have this thing, what about my lower back? For example, a client told me, hey, I have got some issues with my lower back. No worries. And as soon as I have the time, I record a lower back workout, upload it in the program. So it's growing. It's growing. It's growing. It's growing. And it's the launch was on the 19th of December. So it's pretty much 4 months now, which is about 16 weeks something. And it already has like around 30 or 32 videos on.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's awesome. Because that's a lot of work to put all that stuff together.
Yeah, of course, I'm still doing a lot of classes. I'm also doing yoga classes, for example, and it doesn't matter. I still have my regular PTs, because I'm landlocked, and I have a lot of people who aren't surfers as well, to provide me with my bread and butter, for example, But anyway, what was I saying?
I love your stoke, man. It's so cool to chat with you. about all this stuff. And like Tom and I have talked a lot about, especially with recovery, because everybody goes through various elbows, wrists, and all this kind of stuff with windsurfing, and same thing with winging. Like, especially looking at shoulders, like, are you finding injury wise? Now we talked about ankles and feet. How are you finding shoulders are holding up to all this kind of thing, and upper back?
Shoulders are pretty much the most complex joint in your body because you can move it in every direction. And I'm always trying to create this awareness in every athlete. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior or a pro athlete, warm your shoulders up, especially the rotator cuffs. That's a very fragile thing. And it's the thing that hurts, that can be injured very, very fast. I'm a very, very short guy.
Okay.
In Germany, I'm 1.70 meters. I don't know how many feet, 5'6" something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. 5'6".
A bit taller, maybe.
7, maybe.
Yeah, something like this. Anyway, yeah, I'm short. So and I still played basketball, but to me it was heart over height, you know. And I was like a pit bull. I was always going through everything and being very quick. And of course, when there's a tall guy, a 7-foot guy, and he's holding the basketball like this, I already have to jump, you know, because I'm that small, I'm that short. So somehow I injured my shoulder. My a tendon inside. Anyway, in this create a lot of awareness to put a lot of attention in this as well. And for example, if I'm writing training plans for my clients, also for example, for Max, when he was training in Mexico and he should do some shoulder presses, I always kept some reps in reserve.
Okay.
You know, I don't want the guys to go at 100% because I know how fragile the shoulder is, and I rather have them do 20 reps instead of 6 heavy. For the shoulder.
You can't risk injury, especially when you're on tour or competing, or even for us who are more weekend or even kind of daily warriors kind of thing. Like there's a big push now towards like that 75 to 80% kind of workout range where you're not working out above that. You can train more often because you're not maxing yourself out. And then you will get like those incremental gains and they will slowly build on each other. And boom, there you go. You're so much further ahead in that sense, but you're a lot more robust and you're a lot more solid because you have that foundation. So I like kind of where you're going at with that. Because a lot of people, they want to bust through and hit their 1 and 2 rep max, which I've heard a lot of like a more of an American and Canadian way of training. But I've seen a lot of the Europeans way of training where we have a friend in Vancouver and he was on the Swiss wrestling team. And he said they would train daily and they would grapple for so many hours. And he said here in Canada and the States, he said, you guys don't train nearly as often, but his body was a machine by the end 10, 15 years. It still is. The muscle mass that he put on over 10, 15 years of continual training and was by far what he would have put on by just pushing to 1 or 2 rep maxes for sure. Yeah.
And it's practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
That's it. You have to put the repetition in. Maybe you see there's a Dirk Nowitzki jersey.
Yeah.
It's even signed, yes. But anyway,
you met Dirk?
Yeah, at his cinema premiere. It was cool. In Germany. I was there. It was awesome. Definitely.
Yeah.
But anyway, and he said you have to take 10,000 shots from only one spot that you are perfect. And to take this into, doesn't matter which sport, practice makes perfect. Do it as often as you can. And if you're in the gym, control the weight and not let the weight control you. So I have every client, before we start working, have them high reps and have them learn the movement instead of, all right, let's hit your 5 rep max or something, because I don't know what they are telling me up front. They can be the biggest pretended beast they are. And anyway, I want them to learn as decent as possible. And I go over the reps because anyway, if you are going on high reps, you are still have your muscle. You still grow your muscle. And especially it's like more a strength endurance sport. And it's not, we need explosive strengths for huge jumps. And yes, we can do this as well, of course. And we need this. But most of the time, we need endurance. So I'd rather have them to do, I don't know, around 20 reps, for example.
Well, it makes sense. And like, Tom, you've said it before, right? Foiling just makes you ripped, right? Is that what you've said before?
Foiling just makes you fat. Is that what you're saying, Luke?
Is that what we're implying? So, man, we need you, Sascha. We need you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially if you're lucky enough to live somewhere with pretty consistent wind and you have a relatively big board, there's once you've got things pretty dialed in, there's not an awful lot of cardio that goes into foiling, I think, especially compared to windsurfing.
Yes.
I remember when I kind of transitioned to wing foiling and windsurf foiling, it was like, man, I'm really not in shape anymore. This is rough. And it's I think it is less. But having said that, that's coming from my baseline was a lot of windsurfing, which is extremely, as you know, obviously, takes a ton of endurance and tons of strength compared to foiling maybe. But a lot of people coming into foiling are not necessarily coming into it with that background. And so getting your body, it is still an endurance sport. It is still a strength sport. And as you're saying, you are the transmission of energy between your wing and the water and the board. And so you need to be kind of on your game and your body needs to be strong. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to enjoy yourself as much, or you're going to open yourself up for injuries, or both. So I'm, hearing you talk about all this stuff, I kind of get this reaction of saying like, okay, so for people who are, this is their job, right? They're a professional athlete, or for people that have relatively little responsibilities other than maybe going to work or maybe working part-time. How do you find the time yourself as a father and whatnot? How do you find the time to work out consistently? And what kind of things can you do on a regular basis at home? How much time do you kind of take out of a day to work out? All that kind of stuff for the average Joes in the world.
Yeah, that's the perfect question. And I got those people as well covered as well, also in the Fit for Surfing program, because not every workout can be 30 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour or something. So it's workout or surf. And at least you are doing a bit, and at least a bit makes you better. So if you are an office guy, okay, you get up at 6, get your children ready, get them to kindergarten or to school, whatever. Then you are hitting the at 8, you are in the office, or maybe at 9, and then you're coming home at 6 or whatever. You had a busy day. You still have to buy some groceries. Maybe you are cooking because I don't know what else. Your wife is also still working. You take care of the children, bring them to bed. You still want to work out? Hell no, you have to be a maniac to work out, of course. But if you get up, everybody, before you hit the shower in the morning, everybody has those 5 minutes, and 5 minutes can be very exhausting if you are doing the right stuff. And it's for everybody. And it's the small steps, and do them instead of, it doesn't make any sense. Do it. And that's what it's about. And when you have the time, then put a bigger workout in. Of course, I have this, or at least do a mobility training. I have this 6-minute mobility training. I have a 9-minute core workout. I record also those short workouts that you can do if you are not that motivated, or you don't have the time, or whatever. A client or a member of the Fit for Surfing program, for example, told me, man, I'm not in the mood to do those workouts. Then I start doing the one workout. I do a short workout, and then I got into it, and then I did a longer one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's about. And I remember what I just forgot to say, as I have all those people here around to provide me with my bread and butter, personal trainings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Still, the majority of my clients are still water sports people, surfing people. And but my main goal is to have this Fit for Surfing game running as big as possible, and to make a living just by that. Then I would go live on a daily basis, upload, I don't know, a ton of workouts a week, a day. This is my true passion. I love this. I love to connect with people. I love to talk to you guys, and everything I do is surfing the whole thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, Tom, not everybody who has a surfing background started to surf. So I have to tell you guys this story.
Sure.
My dad's last windsurfing trip was around 2 years ago. And I thought, man, he's almost drowning. What's up with him? Then he was 66, and he's like, he came after 20 minutes. He came out, and it was March, and March is still cold in here in Germany. And he came out of the water, and he's like, he was desperately trying to get some air, very exhausted. And it's like, hey, what's up? Man, this isn't for me anymore. I start wing foiling. It's the shittiest conditions and the shittiest lake you can imagine. As soon as there is like 8 to 10 knots, my dad is there, and he is having a hell of a time. Every jibe, he's on his foil, not touching the water anymore. And he is having a session, because for him, he's 68 right now. It's too annoying to get the foil out of the water. So he stays on his foil for 4 to 5 hours straight without touching land. The shittiest conditions. And when the forecast looks kind of good, and I know I can't make it to the coast, to the Brouwersdam in the next few days, then I'm going there as well. I rig up my 4.8 windsurfing sail, which is my biggest sail. And the moment I touch the water, I regret it. I regret it so much that I drove 40 minutes, rigged everything up, went on the water, and it's shitty. Wind direction from north to south, everything changes between every 5 meters. I don't know.
Okay.
And it's like, hey, Dad, I'm out of here. See you this evening, or talk to you later. And then when he's in the car, he gives me a call. He's like, man, wasn't this the best day ever? It's like, no, man. So wing foiling is perfect. It's very awesome addition.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that for sure. Because you'll go, and Tom, you mentioned that too, right?
If you look at Ottawa or Montreal, you know, kind of the home cities where Luke and I are from, it's kind of like what you're describing. It's basically like the shittiest possible conditions. It's super shifty, really gusty, choppy, you know, like current, and it's basically never windy unless there's a thunderstorm. And it's so much fun wing foiling compared to windsurfing. And you can be riding, you know, you don't need to be on formula gear. You can actually be on something that's small and light and fun to be riding, and you can make the most of the conditions that you have.
Last time I've been to Lake Garda, I was like, I don't know. They don't have, it's not windy enough. If I didn't have my windsurfing gear with me. So I went to the Duotone Pro Center, and I was like, well, I actually don't want to want to rent a sail, which should be around 6.5 square meters. I was like, hell no, I'm going wing foiling. I took 4.5 duotone slick, and I was having a hell of a day. It was just awesome, pure fun the whole time, flying, and every windsurfer was kind of just standing there around, you know?
Yeah, totally. I just saw a clip from friends of ours that are in Hatteras right now. Hatteras is kind of that chain of islands, or one of the islands in a chain of islands that are just on the east coast of the United States. And you have this kind of a sound, so basically a body of water between an ocean and a landmass that's kind of divided by islands. And anyways, this is kind of the right time of year to go down there. Basically, the entire population right down there right now is French speaking, because half of Quebec goes down there to go windsurfing. And there's, yeah, it's kind of hilarious. But anyway, so I just saw a clip from them, from one of the guys there, of them windsurf foiling. And in the clip, you kind of look at what's going on around them, and there's like, 2 or 3 windsurf foilers, 4 or 5 wing foilers, and they're all kind of buzzing around and having a good time. And then there's another maybe like 3 or 4 windsurfers, and none of them are moving. They're all kind of like stuck in the water and not moving. And that's a pretty windy spot, So anyways, all to say, I think both sports are great and they both have their place. But I think for people are maybe not as physically fit as they used to be, or are in conditions that are pretty mediocre, if you haven't tried winging yet and you're still listening to us talking about how great it is, you really should try it, because
yeah, totally agree. Totally. It's been so much fun. It is so much fun. And when I started to put all my focus on wing foiling, windsurfing, and all the stuff as a personal trainer, there's a small brand who is just renting their own equipment, which is inflatable boards, for example, and wings, to people, and they wanted to try me, to have me try it, and they just sent me their kit over, and I could have it for 2 or 3 weeks. Of course, there was no wind around, so we went into a small harbor next to the Rhine River, Düsseldorf. In the Düsseldorf harbor, we went there, and we had a friend of my dad who has a motorboat, and he was pulling us so that we could get on the foil, and he didn't have a mounting point where to mount the leash. So the leash was actually underwater. So we were always dragged down, kind of, or pulled down. And I didn't know how to figure it out, but I had my first flight phase, how you call it.
That was your first experience on a foil.
Exactly.
Oh, cool.
No,
how did that fit? Yeah.
Actually, my first experience on a foil was wind foiling.
Okay.
But only for 2 or 3 tacks. But yeah, and then wing foiling started also like 2 years ago, in 2001.
Okay. Yeah, 2021. Okay. How did that feel, like your first flight on that foil? Was that just this crazy buck and bronco like everybody else is saying, or how'd that feel?
First were horrible at the Brauersdamm.
Okay.
And then I had another couple of times that were like all this, like a dolphin kind of roller coaster. But through my work, and I know how to have my body under control, and did a lot of coordination work, and I knew, all right now I have to put more pressure on the nose or on my front leg to keep it a bit more stable. To me, that's what I found out. Next time was, as I said, at Lake Garda, when I rented this wing falls kit, and this was the first time where it went perfect. Like Lake Garda, the Ora, which is the south wind in the afternoon, wind waves can be very choppy. And it was a totally different experience to go straight. And it was just fun. I straight away learned how to tag. Yes, I had the touchdowns. I didn't tag through.
Okay.
But I with that time as well, I broke my rib because it was already cracked, but it totally broke when I tried to jibe, had too much pressure on the outside rail, kind of.
Yeah, and you fell in?
I fell into the foil.
Yeah.
With my chest. That was not that great.
Oh, no, that would not be that great. Yeah,
so I broke my rib anyway, and every breathing was like rib on rib. It was horrible. And from that, we went to Venice, we went to Florence, and we had this small Italy trip with my family in our van. And we had to stop it because we had to go home because I could hardly breathe anymore. I was under such huge pain. But anyway, here I am, ready for the next stupid thing. No.
And you're tough. You're tough. You guys are built tough over there. You're not Canadian soft.
I don't know how soft Canadians are, but when I'm training with Max, he's a beast. I love Max.
Max is a beast. Yeah, he's taken his stuff to another level. He was saying this year, he was really stoked about working on, and I think he even tried. He posted that video not that long ago about, was it his double front or his double back or something that he was working on?
Double back, yeah.
Double back, yeah.
And he also, I don't know if he was the inventor, but he also did the switch kono, which is actually a windsurfing freestyle move where you are going toe side, then you already switch the kite, and then you jump up into the wind and doing 180 into the wind light. Yeah, and you also did it like Skopu. For everybody who knows it from the freestyling, then you turn back into the other direction. Hard to explain right here for a podcast. You have to check out Max Instagram.
Yeah, you can just follow Max on Instagram, and we love watching him on tour. So all that's pretty excited. So you kind of loved this wind sport, loved windsurfing, and then we're able to connect those kind of passions. So if people are looking for this program, how do they find it from you? So where do they go and how do they start? Because fitness, it's easier, obviously, if you start it slowly and then you just maintain that part of your daily life. So where could they go and connect with you?
They can connect with me on Instagram, Lange Personal Training or langepersonaltraining.de. And then you find it, you can sign up for the Fit for Surfing program. And as I told you up front, of course, I'm always thinking about everything. So it's 30 euros monthly. You can monthly also unsubscribe. But anyway, for all you guys, I have a promo code, which is WING, big capital letters, WING 15. And for every payment, you get 15% off.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I thank you for that, for giving that to our listeners. Absolutely. Because getting into these sports, like I know we're always thinking like I'm 40 this year. So I'm thinking, 75, 80 years old, you want to still be doing this stuff. And when I'm giving lessons, I'm teaching on Vancouver Island. A lot of my clients are 50s and 60s. And so there's a lot of things that would be great for them to start doing at that age to bulletproof their knees, work on some ankles, work on some flexibility and mobility. So I'm stoked that you're having something that's specifically tailored for this sport. It's great because you have the experience of both things. So tying that together is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And but anyway, if you want to have a glimpse of what could the Fit for Surfing program look like, for example, there's this Deafy Wind recovery workout on YouTube. You can watch. This is a free workout, which is also in a Fit for Surfing program, but I uploaded it for everybody who can do the recovery workout if you're joining the Defi Wind or Defi Wing, which is the biggest wing foiling race in the world. But anyway, check out my reels on Instagram. There's always some crazy stuff. For example, if you have weak knees, I'm always aware of that. I'm always looking to help everybody getting stronger legs. And for example, there was this Italian guy two months ago back or something who just wrote me, hey, I got diagnosed with a very, very bad back injury, and the doctors told me I couldn't windsurf anymore. And but through you, I didn't give up. I did all the exercises from your reels. It worked, and I'm back on the windsurfing stuff. Thanks to you, I will never forget that. And this is like, holy fuck. This is the sorry I said that.
No, man, you can do whatever.
we cuss in Germany a lot, especially I am. But anyway, that was actually touching my heart. This meant a lot. This is like, wow, like the highest level of achieving something business-wise. If you really are affecting the lives of something and really make them into something really, really great, give them hope and stuff like this. Not just, okay, we are taking big amount of weight off your body, fat, something like this. But if if doctors gave somebody up and through me, they are coming back, they are having a comeback and they love the sports, we all do, and they can do that or keep doing them, this sport. That's the great.
Oh yeah, that's a job well done, and that's something that anybody working with regarding to helping people achieve their dreams and goals. That's why you do it. That's why you're supposed to do it, at least, because that's kind of what makes you feel so good about it.
Exactly. That's and he wasn't a client of mine, he was just a follower. That's okay. That was huge.
Hey, that's good feedback as well for all your exercises and all the thought and time that you put into them.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, even recording a reel or something, this is also my passion, because it's all to this surfing community and interacting, as I said, talking to you guys, talking to whatever, even commenting on Instagram about stuff. And of course, if you have a family with 2 children, a wife and a small dog, it's hard to step away from it in the evening, for example. I'm still in my business. What can I develop? And the brain is always running.
I know, eh? So mornings for you seem to be the best to get your stuff in, and that's what you're kind of saying. Yeah, mornings.
Kind of. When the trouble is up as well, there is no time. I have to bring them to the kindergarten or to the school.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then I have my PTs as well, my personal trainings, my classes I give, and in between I'm also giving classes in homes for disabled people.
Okay.
And this is something I really have to mention. This is beautiful. Like, those people are giving back like crazy, and I love this so much. And even if the Fit for Surfing would provide me totally and nothing else, I would still do this because I love this so much. Yeah, this is where I'm going as well, doing those workouts. And every now and then I have a time when the kids are on a play date, everything is calm, I'm going into my living room, which is more like a studio setup.
Okay.
And then I start to record.
Okay.
Maybe a video, maybe a reel, whatever, or just hanging around and making those videos better, creating chapters in every video workout, so they can skip from exercise to exercise if they want, and then doing some nice thumbnails. But that's just nice to
That's
have.
beautification. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautification for sure. And where do you get your ideas? Do you get it personally from your clients, from people on Instagram, from yourself? Like if you go out on a session and you're like, okay, so this is something that I found would be really important to add to my program. How does
So
that grow?
usually, yeah, it's pretty much I'm listening a lot to my body. How do I respond? How I'm trying a lot when I'm on the water. I'm trying a lot. How do I improve? How can I approach a new move, a new trick, or whatever? What can I do? And which muscles are involved, for example. And then when I'm off the water, I'm doing a lot, really a lot of coordination exercise. And coordination exercises are always looking like that's easy for everybody. But come on, coordination is not that exhausting. Not every coordination exercise is that exhausting for your muscles, but you are tired anyway because your brain is working on beast mode. If you're doing coordination workout, stability, balance stuff. And then, of course, I have my sources, some inspirational channels I follow, for example. And I'm always trying, besides that, I'm always trying to educate myself. As you can see, there's this big black roll bag. Everybody knows those foam rollers from Black Roll, which is a German company. And
Okay.
yeah, I worked with them kind of a bit, and they provided me with all those tools. I did some certificates, licenses from them as well to educate myself, and I read a lot, really like a lot, and this mental stuff to me is a big thing. When I talked to Marsilio Brown, the current wave world champion in windsurfing, he told me, or he agreed that the mental training or the mindset is at least 50% if you are competing. And I totally agree. And it's so yeah, as I said, I do a lot of meditation. I really are into biohacking a bit, and I want to know how the brain is working. How can I learn moves even faster? And if you guys are still listening to us after an hour, here's your special secret.
Woo.
Serious. If you have the chance to score 2 sessions a day, take a nap in between. If you want to learn a new move, start to learn a new move, go to sleep, take a nap around an hour or maybe 90 minutes, and then take the next session. And you will learn the new move twice as fast as the others, because it's the short-term memory, which is like a USB stick. This is where all the stuff goes on, which you learned in the first session. But this USB stick has to be transported to the hard drive, to the long-term memory. And this takes, and then it's learned. If it's on the long-term memory, then it's learned. And what do you need? You need slow brain waves. People don't know that. So take 90 minutes, which is usually a whole sleep cycle. Take 90 minutes and then attack the water again, and you will learn moves twice as fast.
Yeah, never heard that. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm actually a boring guy. I'm vegetarian, almost vegan. I don't party. I don't drink alcohol. I try to get my 8 hours of sleep in. I don't drink coffee or caffeine after 2 p.m. because it still can have effects on my brain waves in sleep. I'm actually boring for the average Joe. They don't know what to do with me, and can be annoying for my wife as well when I'm going, hey, Lisa, did you know that if you drink alcohol, that blah, blah, and she's like, shut up, man. Like, all right, okay.
Let me drink my alcohol.
Yeah, let me have my glass of wine and shut up. It's like, all right, okay.
but you're working with athletes, and athletes have that mindset, and they're trying to bring in as many nutrients in their body as to be able to maintain peak performance, maximize their recovery, and you just can't do that while you're throwing foreign poisons, foreign toxins voluntarily into the system. Like it might not slow it down that much. But one friend of mine who did, I think it was like a photo shoot. So he was down to a very, very low percent body fat. He did the photo shoot, and then he said, I just started drinking casually. And he said alcohol was one of the main things that changed his physique. Was that? And he's like, I didn't even drink that much. But he said it was just a little bit of in there that would drastically change that. So it was like all these little things that we tend to put off to the side or ignore. They're all very important to maximize your peak performance, because for all those pros, they're all competing close to that same level. So what's going to help Max get to that next piece? Is it the brain piece? Is it the fact that he's been able to rest, strength, coordination, mobility? Like all of that stuff kind of comes into play.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the thing is, to me, what I've learned is get your 8 hours of sleep in. Especially if you're an athlete, get your 8 hours of sleep in. Eat well. And here's another hack for all you guys. If you also want to lose a bit more fat or faster, get up in the morning and jog down 2 glasses of water straight away. Imagine yourself, as I said, you're the whole unit, you're the transmission, but now imagine or compare yourself to an engine. An engine only runs smooth with oil. So does your body with water. So, and you are hydrated after, if it's working everything fine, 8 hours of sleep. You are pretty much dehydrated. So to get your metabolism run as regular as it should, jog down 2 glasses of water, and you don't need your morning coffee because the system is going up like hell, like crazy, and you will lose fat faster than you would without drinking 2 glasses of water.
Yeah, you need to maintain proper, adequate levels of fluids, or else you're just going to maintain. Absolutely. And what do you do for food, if you want to talk a little bit about that? Like, are you bringing in a variety of different nutrients that help with inflammation, help with kind of recovery, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah. Blueberries are a thing. Every morning after I have my 2 glasses of water, I have a full hand of blueberries. I love to eat them, but I don't have the time because kids want to eat breakfast. I have to get their meals for school, kindergarten, whatever. I take them and I throw them into my throat. At least I have my how you call them? Antioxidants? No.
Antioxidants, yes.
Oxidants, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, listeners, for my English. Yeah.
That's okay.
So I have those in because they help with recovery a lot as well. And that's what I'm telling everybody. I don't want to push you to go plant-based, vegan, or whatever. Yes, it has positive effects on the climate, on the lives of animals, of your health as well, on the planet. Doesn't matter. As I said, I don't want to convince you or push you in some direction. But think about it. A piece of meat can stay up to 4 days in your guts until it's digested. So you rather have this energy, because digestion needs a lot of energy. You rather have this energy ready for your next session on the water. So instead of having bacon, ham, a sausage, or any kind of meat in the morning, rather have a plant-based meal like porridge, have some blueberries in, some cinnamon, and some walnuts, for example. Porridge, oatmeal. Have a plant-based breakfast. And of course, if you still love steak or fish or whatever, do it afterwards to have a high protein source in.
Okay.
You know, this is what I can recommend. Have plant-based in the morning at least, so that the digestion is not that busy, and better use this energy on the foil.
Hey.
I have a lot of stories.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Excellent.
We're here to listen to your
That's
stories.
Yes.
So
Well, hey, yes. Go ahead, Sascha.
right now I'm preparing or getting everything organized for the surf festival, which is the biggest windsurf festival in the world. It also has some wing foiling action over there, and that's where I'm heading in 3 weeks as well. It's on the same date like the Defi Wing.
Okay.
But over there, I have some. I have a small booth. I have speeches on stage, and that's where I want to promote. This is the first public announcement. Hey, I'm here. The Fit for Surfing program is here. Let's get it. And
congratulations.
Yeah, as I mentioned it in upfront, I'm working with Excel as well, and we will do a giveaway.
Okay.
You can win a wetsuit. So
I need a wetsuit. Where do I fly to?
Fehmarn.
I think it might be cheaper to buy a nice wetsuit than fly to Düsseldorf, but you won't meet Sascha if you do that, so maybe you should go to
I
Düsseldorf.
know, that's the thing. But hey, before you go, I want to learn. Have you been to Defi Wind? Have you done that?
No, but I love to maybe do this next year. It looks crazy.
I know. Yeah, like when I just started windsurfing, I was 5 years into it or whatever. Then I saw that and I got all emotional because I was like, whoa, look at all the people. And I think that would be so cool to take part in eventually. And I just wasn't sure if you had done and competed or if they have wings as well now.
Yeah,
I guess so, eh?
And the wing race has the same distance. Imagine 40 kilometers, 10 kilometers each tag. This is crazy.
That's insane.
This is so crazy. And last year, I guess they had about 300 wing foilers starting all at once.
Okay.
Wow. My goodness.
Yeah.
I must be a riot.
So much different gear.
Yeah, so much. And I also have clients who are going there, and I'm super, super excited how they are doing. They are also weekend warriors, but they are pushing it, and it looks very, very nice. And I thought about, I told my wife already, hey, maybe next year we are going to France because it's very nice and warm. It's south of France. And I talked to my client, hey, Defi Wing, it's nice. We will go there maybe. I told my wife it's warm. And he's like, no, it's Tramontana wind. It's very, very cold. It can be like 10 degrees. Like, all right, okay. So we'll see how this turns out.
You mean you saw the forecast and it happened to be that it was going to be 30 degrees that week, and when you get there it's magically not, but you never know. It could be. You could get a heat spell.
Could be, yeah. I will
50
tell
knots too, though, eh? Normally, like, they get some good wind there. Crazy wind. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Whoa.
They had last year they had gusts up to 60 knots.
Wow.
And that would be insane, especially on a wing. Like, whoa.
And imagine 40 kilometers, 2 races a day.
Wow.
So this is why I really created this stuff also for the Fit for Surfing program. So if people are there, to get them ready, hey, I know what it takes to have your hip flexors on point, for example, because you are maybe a bit more in a tucked in position when it's nuki, and you're making yourself small, for example. for windsurfer as well. They are having maybe a seat harness instead of a weight harness. Maybe they have a different direction. How are your knees? 10 kilometers each direction. You have to avoid cramps. You have to be fit up front. What are your arms are doing? And all this stuff I took to record some workouts for this one as well. And of course, in between races or between days, you can do the Defi Wind recovery workout on YouTube as well. It's free for everybody.
Oh, perfect. Well, hey, Sascha, man, thanks for joining us. Thanks for chatting about all this stuff, because there's a lot of people getting into windfoiling. Fitness is one component that is extremely important, and it could not only save your life, but it could drastically improve the fun and the stuff you can do on the water. So I really appreciate your time today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And to tell the audience one more thing, I'm focusing on, or I help everybody to make your body feel like you surf every day, even if your equipment stays untouched for you a while. The next day, you feel like you've never left the water. So that's my
nice. Yeah, I think.
And this is what
that's awesome.
The goal I try to reach with everybody. And it doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, you surf only 5 or 4 times a year, or 4 or 5 times a day. Doesn't matter. This helps everybody.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up your code so that our audience knows, and then they can get to it and start your program. And I think that'd be sweet.
That'd be so sweet. But anyway, guys, if you don't have anything left to say, thank you so much. I know it's are you in Vancouver?
I'm in Ottawa. Tom's in Martinique. So it's 4:30 p.m. here, but 4:35, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's 10:30 for you. You're getting late.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine. Yeah. So I still get my 8 hours in.
Oh, I love that. Nice, man.
Well, my wife
everybody.
doesn't.
Yeah. No. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining Tom and I on this episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.